Before we begin, how about a quick demonstration of why the simple interest formula we remember so well doesn't apply? Let's simulate our Plan E 1500 at 7.6% a year out to 5 years. Now you might be thinking, I do remember how to do this. We got to calculate the interest, which is principal times rate times time. Plug in the numbers, change the percent to a decimal, moving the decimal 2 points to the left, 5 years, simplify, 570, yeah, that's the interest, and now all that's left to do is add it to the principal to get the final answer, 2070. Easy. To which I respond, I'm glad you're excited to do math, and you remember simple interest correctly, but we need compound interest. What you've done here is calculate interest for the same balance each year, not a larger one. At the end of the first year, you should have 1,500 plus 114 in savings, not 1,500 again. We need to adjust the balance each year. Let's calculate that again. This time though, at the end of year 1, we add the 114 in interest to the previous year's balance. Therefore, year 2 begins with a principal of $1,614, and we calculate 7.6% interest on top of that. Interest on interest. We continue the same pattern, adjusting the principal at the beginning of each year. For clarity, I'm calling the beginning amount of each period the balance. The principal was $1,500. The balance changes, in this case, increases each year as the interest compounds. It is confusing. Why bother? Which do you want to end up having? $2,070 or $2,163? We instructors like to use simple interest exercises because they're a real-world application of basic algebra and percent that novices can handle. But banks don't use simple interest, they compound it. Now you're ready to learn it. Using a spreadsheet is a convenient bridge from the continents of simple interest to compound interest. Heed this advice before we adventure onward. Always keep in mind the underlying math, because it's easy to delude oneself with a spreadsheet. If you didn't know which of these tables was compounding interest, how could you tell? No, it's not always going to be the one with the greater balance. With loans, the balance decreases. We have to look for interest on interest. See how the interest increases each year? We have to look for an exponential relationship. It's easy to make this mistake using a spreadsheet. It's not as easy to fool oneself on a graph. In any case, we must be keen to the underlying math.